When you walk away, she does not simply miss you. She counts what you gave. She notes what you withheld. She catalogues your shape in 9 precise ways. These 9 feelings decide whether she comes back. They decide how she tells the story about you to herself and others. This is the secret you must know now. You live in a world of messages and moments. One text can be a missile and one absence can be a mirror. You will learn how women read both. You will learn the difference between leaving because you are careless and walking away because you hold a standard. You will learn how to hold your center without becoming a riddle to be solved. The first truth is simple. Absence reveals architecture. It shows what you value most. It shows what you will not tolerate. It shapes the shape of desire. Imagine a Friday night. 2 people, a conversation that runs out of gas. You stand and you leave. You do not shout. You do not storm. You walk out with the calm of someone who knows what matters and what does not. The room contracts around what you did not say. Her mind begins to work. She runs 9 quiet tests, all inside her chest. Each test asks a different question. Each answer moves her closer or farther from you. If you understand those tests, you control the narrative. If you ignore them, you become a footnote. First, she feels clarity. Clarity is the immediate light. When you walk away, you stop guessing. Your action resolves ambiguity. People who live with too many options crave definition. If you are consistent with what you want, she sees it. If you are inconsistent, walking away becomes a puzzle that reads like a weakness. Clarity is neutral until she decides what it means. She asks herself, does this man act from conviction or from avoidance? Your past behavior answers her faster than your words. Second, she feels scarcity. Scarcity is not about value alone. It is about availability. In a culture where attention is currency, absence changes the price. When you are present for everything, you become cheap. When you withdraw, you create a question about what you reserve your time for. Scarcity forces appraisal. She must decide whether losing you is costly. If she feels loss, her brain pays attention. If she feels nothing, she moves on. Third, she feels curiosity. Curiosity is the quiet engine that compels her to look. When you leave, she wonders what else is possible. She imagines life without you. She fills the silence with details you never gave her. Curiosity can be a bridge. It can also be a trap. If you left because you hid who you are, her curiosity turns to suspicion. If you left because you offer depth, curiosity becomes fascination. Fourth, she feels wounded pride. Pride is private. It tastes like a small, burning embarrassment. When someone she liked walks away, she asks whether she failed a test. Did she say the wrong thing? Did she reveal too much? Wounded pride pushes into action. It can provoke a call. It can push her to prove herself. If you understand where her pride sits, you can predict whether she will chase or retreat. Fifth, she feels assessment. Assessment is the ledger. She counts your contributions and your absences. She measures honesty, consistency, and generosity. This ledger is not public. It is a private accounting that shapes future trust. A single walk away can tip the ledger if the withdrawals outweigh the deposits. The currency is not only time, it is reliability and truth. Sixth, she feels fear of replacement. Modern dating is noisy and fast. Options appear like passing trains. When you leave, the thought that someone else may step in arrives quickly. That fear can ignite pursuit if she senses real value. It can also harden into indifference if she believes options are endless. How she reacts depends on whether you built scarcity into substance or into games. Seventh, she feels moral judgment. Women assign moral weight differently than they assign attractiveness. Walking away triggers questions about your character. Are you kind? Are you cowardly? Did you abandon someone in need? Or did you leave because you honor your limits? This moral frame matters, because people choose companions who match their ethical standards. If she hears moral weakness, she will distance herself. Eighth, she feels imagined futures. This feeling maps potential lives. She asks whether you fit into a year from now. She brings career goals, family ideas, and social rhythms into the thought. When you walk away, she tests whether you anchored a future with her or if you were a temporary element. If you anchored a future, your absence becomes an urgent problem to solve. If you were a temporary element, the absence becomes a fact to accept. Ninth, she feels the urge to protect herself. Protection is often disguised as coolness. After walking away, she recalibrates. She sets boundaries. She prepares for similar departures. This is not always cold. It is survival logic. She learns. She stores new rules. She will act differently next time because now she knows what leaving feels like. All 9 feelings operate at the same time. They layer. They interact. They contradict. You do not trigger only one. You trigger a total impression. Your job is to shape that impression deliberately. That is the practical truth. Now watch how each feeling shows up in everyday places. On dating apps, the signal is immediate. You text less. You post less. Your absence becomes an algorithmic clue that you are not always available. People notice who keeps their attention and who does not. On social media, your silence becomes a story. On the job, your choice to leave a meeting or a conversation sends the same message about your standards. In cities where options pile up, walking away is not merely an emotional move. It is a strategic move. It says what you accept and what you refuse. But here is the shadow. The very same act that creates clarity can create doubt. The same scarcity that lifts value can feel like punishment. People mistake stability for boredom and absence for indifference. If you walk away without explanation and without moral anchor, she will build a worse story than the truth. She will assume you left because you did not care. The meaning she assigns to your absence will be darker than reality if you did not leave with integrity. You must understand the difference between withdrawal as a test and withdrawal as an escape. Withdrawal as a test is deliberate. It comes from a place of values. You leave to protect standards. You leave to invite responsibility. Withdrawal as escape is sloppy. It hides fear. It avoids hard conversations. The line between the two is where most men fail. That failure costs trust. So I challenge you to choose which side you are on. This is the transformation point. Information alone will not change outcomes. You must change behavior. Start by naming your value. Know which lines you will not cross. Practice leaving when those lines are crossed. Do not punish with absence. Leave with a reason that your future self can defend. This will convert absence into a lesson, not into a wound. Now return to the 9 feelings with new depth. For each feeling, I will give you what she sees and what you must do. With clarity, she sees a decision. You must match action to words. If you say you value honesty, be honest. If you walk away from lies, tell her why. Make your action intelligible. People prefer clarity to cleverness. With scarcity, she weighs availability. You must hold standards, not games. Make your absence meaningful. Reserve time for priorities that align with your values. Do not manufacture scarcity. Create substance. With curiosity, she asks questions. You must be interesting. Deepen your skills, your life, and your stories. Curiosity sticks to substance. With wounded pride, she tests herself. You must respond with calm. Do not exploit the wound. A chase born of pride is brittle. If she chases because she wants to heal pride, she will not stay because of you. With assessment, she tallies your account. You must deposit consistently. Small, reliable acts beat big, dramatic ones. Reliability writes trust. With fear of replacement, she measures alternatives. You must cultivate exclusivity through value. Make your presence rare because it is real. With moral judgment, she weighs character. You must act with integrity. Small moral acts accumulate. Reputation is built in private. With imagined futures, she tries scenarios. You must be predictable in direction. Shared direction beats romantic intensity without structure. With protection, she sets boundaries. You must respect that. If she protects herself from you, earn her trust back through steady behavior, not words. Now see how these actions play out across a 20-minute conversation, one that begins with a walking away and ends with a new stance. The opening sentence shows the pattern. The middle reveals the shadow. The end flips the meaning. This is the architecture of transformation. I want you to picture a real scene. The two of you are in a small bar. She is tired from work. You sense a pattern of respect slipping. You feel that you have been bending more than you should. You stand. You say you need space. You leave. This is not a drama. You do not slam the car door. You calmly exit. She is left inside with a decision to make. The 9 feelings run. Each one nudges her. At first she feels clarity. She understands the limit. Then the ledger comes alive. Did he leave because he values his work more than me? Or did he leave because he values himself? The difference lives in the content of the walkaway. If you left to honor a boundary that you had spoken about before, she reads you as consistent. If you left without prior context, she reads you as reactive. In the hours that follow, social pressure appears. Her friends ask. She compares notes. Social signals now accelerate the process of judgment. If she hears from peers that your type often disappears, she will adjust her estimate. If she hears that you are rare, she will reappraise. The audience matters. 2 days later, she will test reality. She will imagine replacement. She will ask herself how long you will be gone. If she cares, she will reach out. The tone of her reach will tell you which feelings lead. Is it curiosity that sends a tentative message? Is it wounded pride that sends a sharp text? Listen to tone. Tone reveals which feeling dominates her inner ledger. At the 4-minute moment in our narrative, the perspective shifts. Up to this point, you might think that walking away is a manipulation technique. It is not. The real test is integrity under pressure. Leaving to gain power is shallow. Leaving to keep your center is artful. The narrative changes here. This video is not a manual for games. It is a map for moral clarity. The challenge I give you is simple. Use your absence to reveal your architecture, not to obscure it. From here we move into Stoic and Machiavellian insight. Stoic because you must master your inner life. Machiavellian because you must understand social calculus. Both are tools. Use them wisely. Chapter 1. Stoic Clarity. The Stoic asks, what is in my control? Your presence is in your control. Your attachment to outcome is not. When you step away, ask whether you left to preserve what you control or to avoid what you cannot. The Stoic walkaway is proportional. It is measured. It is not theatrical. It communicates standards without theatrics. Chapter 2. Scarcity as signal. Machiavelli knew that presence is power, but power without virtue becomes tyranny. Use scarcity to signal commitment to priorities. If your priorities align with hers, scarcity increases value. If they do not, scarcity creates distance. Chapter 3. Curiosity and narration. Men often underwrite curiosity with mystery. Mystery can attract briefly. Long-term, narrative matters more. She will narrate your absence. Give her a narrative that holds dignity. Let curiosity serve truth. Chapter 4. Pride and response. Do not punish wounded pride. Offer space for her to process. If she reaches out from pride, do not take it as pure devotion. Ask what is really driving the call. Help her move from proving herself to choosing with clarity. Chapter 5. The ledger and habit. Build deposits over time. If you leave one ledger negative, you must earn back trust through predictable acts. Trust is a system. Repair it through sequence, not one speech. Chapter 6. The deeper engine revealed. All 9 feelings trace back to a single axis. That axis is agency. She asks, do I have agency with this person? Can I rely on him to make choices that include me? When you walk away, you answer this question. You either make her feel that her agency exists inside a shared frame, or you make her feel small in a world of options. Agency is the lever that moves desire into commitment. Understanding agency changes the way you act. If your goal is long-term connection, you must show that you value not only your agency, but her agency. When you walk away, do so in a way that preserves both. Leave with explanation that honors her choice. Do not leave to shame or confuse. Now apply this in practice. 4 specific moves you can do after a clean walk away. 1. Name the boundary. Say what you will no longer accept. Do it once. Do not repeat it as a weapon. Boundaries must be steady or they become threats. 2. Provide a map. Tell her what will change and what will not. People fear unknowns. A map reduces fear. It does not remove consequence. 3. Keep your deposits steady. Actions weigh more than promises. Small, reliable moves rebuild the ledger. 4. Invite integration. Ask if she wants to be part of the new architecture. Offer a choice that respects her agency. Do not demand a surrender. When you practice these moves, your walking away becomes a signal, not a scandal. It becomes a corrective that invites growth. You will not always win. Some people will leave for good. That is fine. The goal is not to force staying. The goal is to be the kind of person she wants to choose when she chooses freely. There is a moral line here. Do not use walking away to manipulate feelings or to produce a predictable chase for sport. That is cruelty disguised as strategy. The integrity of your leaving is what makes it fertile. If you leave to live by a standard, you will attract people who share that standard. If you leave to play games, you attract people who like games. Choose the world you want. Return to the 9 feelings. See them as data. Clarity, scarcity, curiosity, wounded pride, assessment, fear of replacement, moral judgment, imagined futures, protection. Each one tells you something about the other person and about yourself. They tell you whether your action lands as truth or as trauma. They tell you where to invest in repair. Finally, the point I promised to reveal. The hidden engine behind all 9 feelings is not a trick. It is agency wrapped in trust. Agency answers the question, can I act and be seen? Trust answers whether I will be safe when I act. When you walk away, you alter both. You change her ability to act and her faith in your steadiness. That is why the choice to walk away matters more than the act itself. If you want one rule to practice, practice this. Leave with reason, return with consistency. Let your absence be the punctuation of your values. Let your presence be the proof. Do this and you will not only be noticed, you will be chosen more often for the right reasons. Remember the context. You live in a world of many small signals. Your actions now compound into reputation. Make reputation with intention. Do not mistake short bursts of attention for deep ties. Deep ties take time, trust, and honest absence. This is not a promise of mastery. It is an invitation to practice. Walk away when it matters. Do so with integrity. Watch how she registers your move. Read the 9 feelings as evidence. Adjust, build, preserve agency for both of you. In the end, you will find the people who remain do so because you taught them what you would not trade. That is the real secret of walking away.